Hey everyone, I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Now, last week I went over a video where I went over my daily journaling technique. And if you haven't seen this video, I encourage you to watch this video first because this is a video that continues off of that video. So, in that video, I talked about how I went over 10 to 15 journal entries. So, if you do that technique, like I explained in the video, you should have about 10 to 15 journal entries to review by Friday, which is what I'm going to go over today, which is my Friday review. And in the Friday review, what you're going to do is you're going to reread over your 10 to 15 journal entries, and you're going to highlight with 3 different color highlighters what you think are ongoing improvements, things you'd like to improve on in the future, and things you'd like to improve on for the following week. Now, where I kind of borrowed this technique from a technique called the Zorro Circle. And the Zorro Circle is popularized by Shawn Achor, who is the author of the Happiness Advantage. And if you haven't read The Happiness Advantage, I highly recommend it. And in this book, he talks about this thing called the Zorro Circle. And the Zorro Circle is primarily based on the Mask of Zorro. And in the Mask of Zorro, he gets coached by his mentor, and they discuss how he should be putting things in smaller circles or taking things one step at a time. So when you put things in smaller circles, they don't seem as intimidating or overwhelming because you're only conquering one small circle at a time. So this is the idea I do behind the three colors. So when you're going through your 10 to 15 journal entries, you're going through and highlighting things in one color, things in another color, and then items in another color as well. And the colors themselves don't really matter. It's what you designate with each color. So with yellow, I'm going to say these are the ongoing improvements. So anything that you've been improving on before, like for example, if you've proven on the amount of push-ups you've been doing or your reading technique, this would be like ongoing. And then stuff you want to improve on in the future. And this would be stuff that you don't need to improve on right now necessarily. It's just stuff you eventually want to improve on. And then stuff you want to improve on for the next week. Now obviously, next week's stuff is what you want to be focusing on and what you want to be eventually scheduling into your planner. So once you have highlight items in your journal into 3 different colors, now what you can do is you can place these 3 different colors into categories. And the categories themselves will vary based on person. It just ultimately depends on what's in your 10 to 15 journal entries. So categories can be anything from health related to practice to work related to schedule and progress, which I'm doing here, and etc. etc. So the reason why I say etc. etc. is because these categories can go on for as long as you want them. They can stop whenever you want them. But the primary reason why we do these categories is that it's more organized into different categories. Also, from here, you can make sure that your improvements are balanced into what Stephen Covey liked to call the saw goals. So what he explained was you have these saw goals that you want to, like a saw, you want to saw out into the grain, or improve on. It's 4 different areas. So your body, your mind, your spirits, and your social and emotional. And what these categories are generally trying to do is they're trying to balance out your week or your future improvements, so that you're not always focusing on working out, for example, and tiring out your body too fast, or you're not always focusing on practice and you're tiring out your mind too fast, or you're not always focusing on meditation and you're tiring out your spiritual being too fast. So this is what general idea behind categorizing is. And so you can generally find a good balance for your week. And now what you can do is you can take these categories and put them into what I think is really a really fun idea is theme days. And this is a idea that I found from a YouTuber named Kayla Nicholson. How you can categorize your improvements into different days, so that maybe you're focusing on 1 or 2 things a day. So what she liked to call Monday was Move It Monday. So on this day she liked to move her body, whereas sometimes I like to call it Motivational Monday. And then even you can call it Tune It Tuesday. Or Work It Wednesday. Or Thirsty Thursday, and so on. So you're creating names for your days so that you keep better track of what you're going to do that day because of the categories that you created from your 10 to 15 journal entries. So that just keeps it so that your life is more balanced. So for example, maybe you're focusing on your fitness on Monday and your practice on Tuesday, and you're really moving your body by creating like a Thursday. So like you're making sure you get your water and so on and so on. So you're just trying to balance your week with theme days, and you're also trying to balance the four areas of your SAW goals. Popularized by Stephen Covey. And from this, you're making sure that you balance out your week. And yeah, so that's my weekly review. Once again, I do these on Fridays. It's a fun way to make sure that your week is organized so that you can prepare your schedule or your journal or your planner for the following week and the future to come, and any ongoing things that you have going on in your life at the time. Yeah, so let me know what you think. If you have any questions, let me know. If you have any comments, please feel free to comment. And I hope you have a good day. Thanks.